serving Guam for 80 years. Matson celebrating the 75th liberation with the people of Guam. Biba Guam. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Ahead on Prime Time, the Guam Department of Education preps for a critical visit from U.S. DOE. Plus, the Port Authority of Guam is favored in a Supreme Court ruling relative to the Port 7 case. And with the new school year set to begin, GDOE and the Aduda Foundation partner up to gather supplies for students in need.
Hafa and good evening. I'm Adriana Cotero. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez returned from a visit with the U.S. Department of Education in D.C. And next week, officials will be here to perform an assessment on their progress. KUAM speaks with Fernandez for the details. A plan formed by the Guam Department of Education in order to present evidence of their progress to the U.S. Department of Education.
We had 7 special conditions that were initially put in place. Earlier in March, we were able to get relief from 3 of those conditions, so now we're down to 4.
Superintendent John Fernandez traveled to D.C. last week, asking for the removal of the specific condition that requires GDOE to have a timely single audit every year. He says they are already required to do this in a number of federal and local regulations. Another condition they requested to be removed is the requirement for a third-party fiduciary agent. In order for GDOE to access federal dollars, it costs nearly $3 million local dollars for this requirement.
We made the request last year. It's taken some time. I think we're the only jurisdiction who's ever requested to get off of these conditions with a third-party fiduciary agent. It took some time for the U.S. Ed staff to kind of figure out how to proceed from there.
The officials will be visiting Guam on July 29th, holding in-person interviews and discussing extra validation.
It won't be the last visit, but we're hoping that this visit will validate the progress that we've made so far. And then, when they leave and return between that time, we'll be able to complete the rest of the plan. We just met with them in D.C. We've got good support from at the highest levels with Assistant Secretary Frank Brogan and his team. There's been a lot of restructuring over there, a lot of different players, and we're just wanting them to not lose track of what we've requested.
Fernandez says the visit is critical in determining whether or not U.S. DOE is on the same page as GDOE through their progress. Since January, they have only presented virtual evidence. Another legal victory for the Port Authority of Guam as the Supreme Court of Guam has issued a ruling in favor of the agency. The latest opinion involves Port Personnel Specialist Francis Ariola, who was one of the employees implicated in the Port 7 case. Chris Barnett reports.
In May of 2013, the Civil Service Commission ruled in favor of Ariola, who had appealed her termination. The CSC ruled that port management had violated the 60-day rule. It was in December 2012 that 7 port employees, including Ariola, were fired for their alleged involvement in an alleged conspiracy to defraud the government and then cover it up. Ariola specifically was accused of altering a travel itinerary, inputting the wrong per diem rate for a travel request and authorization, as well as drafting and backdating a memo to put in a file. The port then challenged the CSC ruling in the Superior Court, which ultimately upheld the Commission's ruling. The port, however, filed an appeal to the Supreme Court. In the opinion issued by the court on Thursday, it focused on the allegation regarding the backdating of a memo. It's the timing of this memo and alleged violations stemming from it that may have fallen within the 60-day window, which the CSC refused to consider. According to the Superior Court opinion, the Commission's failure to consider all of the factual allegations warrants remand. On remand, the CSC should separately analyze the merits of the 60-day rule regarding the backdated memo. If the CSC finds that the allegations regarding the backdated memo fall within the 60-day window and that port management has sufficiently proven the allegations, then the CSC can determine whether Ariola's backdating of the memo supports the agency-imposed sanction or whether the sanction should be modified, the opinion stated. The Supreme Court ordered the action to be remanded to the Superior Court to remand to the Civil Service Commission for a consideration of the merits of the allegation that Ariola backdated a memo to file and for other proceedings not inconsistent with its opinion. Additionally, the High Court reversed the portion of the judgment determining the issues of mitigation of damages and attorney's fees based on the current disposition. Those determinations are premature and negated. Attorney Mike Phillips, who represented the port in this case, says the Supreme Court's ruling is another major victory for the port. The Supreme Court supported our argument that the employee backdating a memo to cover up wrongdoing needed to be considered. Phillips adding that the facts before the commission are overwhelming and there is no doubt the port can prevail during the required commission hearing on the merits. We had computer evidence that the employee backdated a memo and did so to help her supervisor, who was also part of the cover-up. In addition to computer records and email, we also presented live testimony from a witness in the room that observed the wrongdoing. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
47-year-old Dale Martin Alfon has been arrested for stealing 2 wallets at the Marc Jacobs boutique in Tumon. On June 7th, officers responded to a walk-in retail theft complaint, and through surveillance footage which went viral, witness reports, and investigators, Alfon was located. During police interviews, he admitted to the crime, having stolen 2 wallets valued together at $570, and he told the officers he sold them for $150 each to a woman in Harmon. One case of iPhone 10 cell phones valued at $11,700 was missing from a shipment that was destined for Docomo Pacific. Through an internal investigation, GPD officers arrested 35-year-old Jakeson Legasca Mendiola, who admitted to stealing the devices. On July 24th, the Guam Police Department responded to the theft of property, and when officers met with Mendiola, he instantly told them where the cell phones were located, one in his work truck and the remainder at his residence. He apologized for what he had done and for embarrassing his family. Another person comes forward alleging he was sexually abused when he was an altar boy serving at a local Catholic church. Identified only as KK to protect his privacy, he alleges that around 1970 to 1972, when he was around 9 to 11 years old, he was sexually molested by Monsignor Jose Ada Leon Guerrero when he was a priest at the Asin Church. Monsignor Leon Guerrero is now deceased but served as a priest in Guam and Saipan. KK is asking for a trial by jury and up to $5 million in damages. He is being represented by the law firm of Lujan and Wolf. Meanwhile, another complaint filed against now deceased priest Louis Brulard. The latest one filed by an individual only identified as IJ to protect his identity. He alleges around 1974 to 1976, when he was around 10 to 12 years old and served as an altar boy at the Barrigada Parish and a Boy Scout, he was sexually abused by Father Brulard. He is represented by Berman O'Connor and Mann Law Firm. In response to recent reports that GRMC has received the lion's share of Medicaid reimbursements, GMH issued a news release saying it's pleased to have gotten some $2.5 million in Medicaid reimbursements for the last 2 months. The hospital says it has been submitting timely claims to Public Health, which reviews them for accuracy before forwarding to the Administration Department for payment. Adelup announced Wednesday that Guam has had access to more than $33 million in Medicaid funding through the Affordable Care Act, and it didn't have to put up 45% matching funds. GRMC received about $25 million of that, but it also had the bulk of the unpaid claims. Before we head into break, Department of Rev and Tax, along with the Department of Administration, announced that on Monday they will be mailing out over 1,000 tax refunds, totaling approximately $2.8 million, including refunds garnished to repay government debts for error-free returns filed on or before February 12, 2019. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
They say there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who find themselves, and those who create themselves. Are you looking for purpose, or deciding it for yourself? Will you plunge waiting for someone to catch you? Or will you jump and build your wings on the way down? Seek a path, or carve a path. Wait for the future, or build it. What is a school but a set of walls waiting for greatness? And who are you but someone destined to achieve it? Here, between the street and the jungle, against time and tide, we push and pull just like the currents. Our ocean of dreams will meet the odds ahead and rise above it all.
Welcome back. $300 and some change. That's how much the Mesa family was paid for the use of their land for this year's Manangan Memorial. Family spokesman Mark Colby tells KUAM the family was reimbursed based on a prorating of the annual property tax amount. They pay for their land, which is the access route to the Manangan Memorial. The family had threatened to block the road to the memorial, which runs through their property, if they weren't compensated for GovGuam's prior year use of the land. However, DPW had entered into negotiations with the family for the use of the property for this year's memorial service to honor those who suffered and died at the Manangan site during the Japanese occupation of Guam. Colby says the family has been told to deal with the Manangan Memorial Foundation for future negotiations and sit down with the foundation head, Willie Flores, is in the works. Some students on their first day of school don't have what they need. That's why the GDOE and Azuda Foundation are joining forces to provide supplies to schools in need across Micronesia. Tomas Manglonia files this report on the efforts.
Program Director of Island Girl Power, Juanita Bloss, wants the next generation to know that they matter.
We have to see each other as the caretakers of the friends and family that we have throughout Micronesia. It's really important that we start uniting and stop dividing our community.
She's part of the effort that the Guam Department of Education and Azuda Foundation are joining forces in to help students in need. As the start of the school year nears, they want to provide supplies to students across Micronesia.
A lot of the children do not have the resources, because of the families that they're born into. And so it's upon us that have a little bit more to help those that need the help.
It's part of the Broken Crayon Project, which aims to fill a critical need. Launched in 2012, they package donations and send them to students in the Federated States of Micronesia. You can drop off donations at Building B of the Guam Department of Education District Office in Tizon starting today through August 9 between 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. They're looking for pencils, used erasers, papers, bags, and yes, broken crayons.
We know the value of broken crayon. We have a thrift store. So everything that can be repurposed, that's what we're doing. Giving the broken crayons a chance to have a new life in another child's hands.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglotnia.
Thank you, Tomas. If you plan on going to the beach this weekend, be careful. The National Weather Service warns to watch out for box jellyfish that may be in the water and along shorelines. NWS issued a beach hazard statement, which remains in effect through this Sunday. So far, jellyfish has been reported near the port. If you do see jellyfish, you are advised to avoid contact. Right on the heels of the successful local launch of Philippine fast food giant Jollibee, there's another new Filipino restaurant chain opening up in the heart of Tuman. Nestor Lacanto reports.
It's called JT Manukan, and Filipinos may recognize its owner and founder, Joel Torre, an actor-producer in the Philippines for the last 40 years, who said he got into the food biz to take a break from showbiz.
I'm a working actor still, and I need to ease up. That's the reason why I said we need to get a restaurant, because I want to slow down. But to find out, things were even faster. We decided to bring Ilonggo food or Bacolod food, or replicate Bacolod in Metro Manila as a street food. And we began with hole in the wall. And that's it, like 7 tables, 26 square meter joint.
He now owns more than 24 JT Manukan restaurants, but this is the first outside the Philippines, which he opened with some local partners.
KUAM was the perfect opportunity for us. There was this window of opportunity. I said, let's grab it.
Manukan refers to manok, or chicken in Tagalog, and the style of cooking called inasal is a staple in Torres's home province of Bacolod.
It's your basic barbecue, but we cook it in our regional taste, which is not sweet, which is moist, but it's a combination of all flavors. It's the balance of it.
The restaurant, located across from the Tuman Sands Plaza, opens for business this weekend. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thank you, Nestor. The 2019 Hospitality Employees Are Outstanding or Hero Awards were held in Tuman to recognize and honor the individuals working in the front lines of our island's #1 industry. Categories for the awards include Rookie of the Year, Supervisory, Life-Saving, and of course, Half-a-Day Spirit, with each category having 2 winners. Allison Plummer and Lise Fernandez, or Mama Lise, as she is known by her colleagues, works at the Hyatt Regency Guam as a sous chef in the employee kitchen and was a winner of the Half-a-Day Spirit Award.
I'm so very happy with all my colleagues that helped me to get this award. I would like to thanks to my GM, Sophia, and my HR director, Claire, and Chef Kenny.
Plummer works at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa in their recreation division, and she shared her reaction to winning the Life-Saving Award and told us what it's like to work in a fun environment while ensuring the safety of the hotel's guests.
It feels really great. I didn't think I was going to win because there's also other people with great stories too. So I'm actually happy about it. It's still fun, right? You get to meet a lot of people, and when you do help someone, it's very, it's just like the usual, like, oh my God, what's happening? And then you jump in when you say them, you're like, oh, thank goodness. Are you guys okay? To make sure they're okay.
The Hero Awards are presented by GVB and the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association each year to highlight those who represent excellence in Guam's tourism industry. After 40 years, the Payless in Agana Shopping Center will relocate to a new location in Maiti. They will close for business on Monday, August 5th, and the new Maiti Payless will open its doors in the first week of September. Sinahanya Payless will temporarily extend store hours to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to accommodate customers in the vicinity. The Maiti location will house a super drug pharmacy, edu-kitchen facility for cooking demonstrations and community education classes, and infusion coffee shop, which will have an expanded fresh juice menu. Other features include an area for nuts and grains, where customers are able to grind fresh peanut or almond butter, and a dry aged beef case, which produces tender and flavorful beef. There will be a large prepared foods area, market deli, and bakery. We continue recognizing the top students at some of Guam's schools. For tonight's Head of the Class, we featured the valedictorian and salutatorian of John F. Kennedy High School.
Hafa-day, my name is John Clemente. I am the valedictorian of John F. Kennedy, class of 2019, and I will be attending Bowdoin College this fall semester. One of my more recent highlights would definitely be the Real World Design Challenge, where we competed in the Washington, D.C. International Champions. I also really enjoyed joining Close Up in my school, as well as Uprising, my school's dance team. Definitely a shout out to my parents, who forced me to do a lot of things, but in the end they're always helpful, and to my friends for keeping me sane in these 4 years.
My name is Brittany Season, and I'm from John F. Kennedy High School, and I'm the salutatorian, and I will be attending the University of Guam. Some of the highlights of my years in high school will probably be getting into our school choir, Vivace, joining our school mock trial team, being inducted into NHS, and joining our school's close-up organization. thank you to my wonderful parents and my brother, as well as my friends and all the other teachers who have helped me and inspired me, and of course to JFK.
Hi, John Clemente and Brittany Cison. I am Lawrence Camacho, the Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Success at the University of KUAM. And on behalf of our wonderful university and its leadership, we would like to congratulate you on your fine achievements.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2019 from KUAM Communications and the University of Guam.
Coming up, Dave Delgado has the Dial Rent-to-Own Athlete of the Week. Keep it here.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
We're here, Dar Renzo Mingala, for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have Xander Manabusin, who played baseball for the U8 Cal Ripken Little League All-Stars.
Congratulations on being Dial's Athlete of the Week. Who would you like to donate this check to?
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
How long have you been playing baseball, and what is it about the sport that you like so much?
I've been playing baseball last year and making new friends and having a new team. I like to hit balls to outfield and run and steal bases. I like baseball when I bat and play outfield and catch the balls. I like it when my mom and my dad cheer for me and my tata.
Team Guam out in Long Beach, California. Talk about how the teams were out there and what the baseball field looked like.
It looked pretty big and the teams were big and the players were tall and some short. The players were pitching fast balls and slow balls. The weather was cold and hot and windy. There is no rain back there. There's plenty of fans at the game and they're cheering loud. and there are people from Guam and from other states who came and watched us and came with the flags, the Guam flags.
And you guys were also able to go check out Disneyland. How was that?
Good. There's a lot of people and a lot of rides, and there's a lot of toys. I got a baseball and a bat and chocolates.
So you were able to come back in time to play for your basketball team, the Molesu Rebels, in the championship game. How was it playing basketball with your teammates?
Fun. And making a lot of points and making threes.
You can shoot threes like Steph Curry?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Red Zone Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
2018 Trench Challenge second overall top finisher Brian Johnson will be representing Guam at the North American Obstacle Course Race Championships in Vermont. Johnson is scheduled to compete in the 15-kilometer 35 to 39 age group division. Competition dates are from August 9th through the 11th, with the goal for Johnson finishing in the top 20% of his division. Make sure to follow Brian's accomplishments and follow info at trenchevents.com. You can also follow at Trench Challenge on Instagram, facebook.com/Trench Events.
Thanks to Trench Challenge last year. Had a great race, and that's how I qualified, and looking forward to taking it to the next level in Vermont.
Check out Triple J's spectacular deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Get into a Mazda CX-5 at its lowest price of $19,995 or $152 per paycheck. The big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $282 per paycheck, or the Honda Civic starting at only $176 per paycheck. Triple J says yes. Purchase your next vehicle online at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
Day. My name is Jonathan Jose, and I am the co-owner of Opaque. Opaque is a local clothing streetwear brand inspired by our culture and our lifestyle. Our main mission is to be who we are, and it's more of like, this is our culture, take it or leave it, because this is who we are. We're not going to try to pretend to be anyone else. The Hafa Pledge is like the essence of Guam culture. The people of Guam are just naturally hospitable. So it's just more of like a reminder, reinforcement, to the youth of Guam. It's like, this is who we are. Don't forget your roots. We're a giving people and a welcoming people. Having that local pride is, definitely a Guam thing. I mean, in a world of 7 billion, we're pretty unique. To share that with the world is even more special. To be able to share your experiences and share your pride, with the rest of the world.
Turn up summer with Minute Maid slushies, only at McDonald's. Enjoy 3 refreshingly chill flavors, new sweet peach, blue raspberry, and fruit punch, while summer lasts.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees
employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
Internationally acclaimed Hawaiian slack key guitar master Makana is on island and will be hosting a free guitar clinic on Saturday, July 27th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Guam Museum. Then on Sunday, make sure to bring the whole family down to the Carnival grounds at Paseo for a free concert at 7 p.m. And you'll want to make sure to tune in to News Extra immediately following this newscast because Jason Saul sits down with Makana to learn more about the Hawaiian musician. And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday wishes today to Blaze Matias Regis Ekfaji, who blows out the candles today. Happy birthday to Blaze. Elijah Antonio Cruz Tenorio has a birthday. To our biggest baby shark, do fan. We love you to the moon and back. Say mommy, daddy, Isaac, Ian, and Nia, and the grandmas and grandpas. Thank you, everybody, for sending in your birthday shout-outs, and we hope everybody had a fantastic Friday birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And it's that time of the week where we announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery cake. Congratulations to Blaze Matthias Regis Akafaji. Congratulations. A rep will be contacting you on how you can redeem your cake. That's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. Jason is next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.
Afternoon and welcome to the show, everybody. I've been waiting all week, so let's get right into tonight's interview. We have Makana, who is a master of the slack key guitar. He is here to perform for you and bring some of his passion about traditional Hawaiian music to you. Hafide, welcome to Guam.
Hafide, Jason.
All right, very, very good to have you. I must say, like I said, I've been waiting so long to do this interview. You've got man and machine there. Guitar and performer are one. So, welcome to Guam. We hope you're having a good stay right now. We can't wait to have you play. And I must say, slack key guitar, I've always had so much infinite respect for it because it's such a beautiful art form. I've never understood it because I've been playing guitar since I was 8 years old, but I always played heavy metal, which is so technical and everything like that. Slack key always has so much feel and so much heart. So what is the essence of slack key guitar?
So slack key guitar is let's say Spain has flamenco, Brazil has the bossa nova, the Delta has the blues, Hawaii has kiho'alu, which translates to slack or loosen the keys. So I'm in standard right now, standard tuning,
A440.
Yep. And I'm going to slack the strings. Now, there are hundreds of tunings, but this is just one example. So.
And I'm sure Guam's humidity actually added some natural loosening of your strings when you walked in.
You'd be surprised. It's been really humid back home. Now I'm slacked. Now I'm in a chordal tuning, which means I can do this and it's already tuned to a chord. That means my hand is free to alter the melody. Now the technique of slack key is beyond tuning. You're going to do an alternating bass line with the thumb like this. And over that, I'll weave a melody, something like this. Now, the slack key is the sum of that, the bass and the melody at the same time.
I heard elements of country in that. That was a
little
nice
bit, but they got that from this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So slack key is, is the whole idea of bringing out a bigger potential of the guitar by slacking the strings into a chord and then being able to simulate bass, rhythm, and melody so it sounds like three guitars on a single guitar. And this style originated back in the 1800s when the vaqueros came at the request of Kauike Au'uli, Kamehameha III. He brought them over to Hawaii. He said, hey, we have this cattle problem. Help us with the cattle. Well, they brought their guitars, and late at night they would sit by the campfire, and they would play music. Well, the Hawaiians saw them playing, and maybe one guy was strumming, and one guy was playing the lead. So eventually, Hawaiians found a way to do both at the same time through slack key.
So you can actually harmonize with yourself on a
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
guitar,
that's the whole
which
point.
is amazing.
So slack key is kind of this idea of like, you have like a melody, but you're also your own rhythm band. And there's a lot
That's
of different
incredible.
ways to do it.
That is so beautiful. I mean, there's so much heart, there's so much feel, there's so much soul behind that.
I was very blessed to learn from the kupuna, the elders that you know, learning from them as a child, like Sonny Chillingworth, Raymond Kane, Uncle Edward Kaapana, Bobby Madero, who's my first teacher. I did learn the techniques from them, but what I really got, I think, most important was being around their love, the passion for it. And Hawaiian slack key guitar was this Hawaiian folk expression that was really personal. In the olden days, if a father came home from the ranch and he was playing on the porch and his own kids came in and to listen, he might detune the guitar and put it away. It was like his personal music. A lot of that was because so much of the culture had been oppressed and taken away. And so that music was their music. So only because of Gabi Pahinui, Leonard Kwan, all of these legends from the 60s who started to record and share it with the public is it alive. And it's been my kuleana, my life passion and dedication after they gave me this gift to make sure that this music stays alive.
Okay, and I know this particular guitar means so much to you, and there's a very rich story behind that. Please tell me about that.
Yeah, sure. So Uncle Sonny gave me this guitar when I was 13. And I slept with it, traveled the world with it, recorded, wrote all my songs on my album cover, right?
I slept with my guitar for years.
Best friend.
Yeah.
And then it was stolen in 2005. So I had it for 12 years, was stolen. I was about 25. And it was gone. I mean, we had stories on the news, we had ads, I mean, everywhere. The whole, all of Hawaii was looking, couldn't find it. 12 years go by.
This is your heart.
This was my family, my ohana. Sonny gave this to me. 12 years later, I get an email. I was on tour on the continent, and it says, "Aloha, I think I might have your guitar." And I thought, wow, the spam is getting good. And all of a sudden, the guy sent over pictures, and there's only this guitar. I could tell it from the moment I saw it, and he gave it back to me, and it was an amazing moment of having gone through letting go of that attachment, and then it coming back. I'm really blessed, and so. You know, it taught me a lot of lessons in life, but the main thing is that, you know, our kupuna is always with us.
How did you feel, like, the first time you played it, the first time you held your guitar again after 12 years, you said, right? And, you know, was it familiar? Was it like it never left? Did you cry?
It was all of the above, and also it was familiar, but it was also foreign. It was like, it was the skin. It hadn't changed. Like, I had aged, but it hadn't almost. It had only one string on it, the same string that I had put on it. I could tell.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a mixed feeling, but you know, it was just surreal. Amazing.
Well, we thank you for sharing your passion, Makana, and you'll be playing at the Liberation Carnival, right?
I am. I'm playing this Sunday and part of the Liberation Festival, and I just want to say to the people of Guam that I'm honored to be here and to be invited to celebrate such an important time. I've been spending my little time that I've been here learning about the history and the sacrifice, and I just want to honor all of the people here.
Well, thank you so much. And we have Pacific Island culture in common, obviously, and you have brought your passion and your gift to honor us. And so, once you're done playing and performing, and you may take a few selfies with the locals who are so happy to meet you, maybe sign a couple autographs. We'll take care of you.
Oh,
We'll feed you very, very well, and we'll make sure that you remember your stay on Guam.
I will play for food.
There you go. We all will. And thank you so much again.
Mahalo, brother.
All right. Situs Masi. All right. Please stay tuned because we will be back right after this.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Are you a local business owner or work in the tourism industry? Are you looking for ways to leverage the right digital platforms to reach potential customers? If so, you can't miss the Insta Guam Travel Talks Digital Global Summit on August 14th at the Dusitani Guam Resort. Learn secrets and best practices from industry experts and social media influencers on how to market your business on a global scale. Visit GuamTravelTalks.com today to register. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. This is a PATA-endorsed event.
The Contra y Peligro exercise is one that tests the island's emergency responders' readiness, their capability, their level of training, and their level of competency. I have got two members of Familia and Blas here right now, Jenna and Joe.
Half a day. Half a day.
I feel safer already, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, two Blases, what can you do?
Exactly, like I'm in very good company and everything, but you are actually representing much larger organizations who will be participating in this. Is it an annual event, Jenna?
It is annual.
Okay. How many units or how many different interagency teams actually interact with each other in it?
So there are upwards of about 20 agencies that are participating this year.
That's big.
It is. It's a very large one.
And so, Joe, I remember covering this event, I think maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and they're staged events, but they're meant to simulate chaotic situations.
They're staged events or for exercise purposes. But the participants know nothing about when it's going to happen and what exactly or the details of it's happening, because we need to see how they're going to respond.
What better way to train somebody than throw them into a crazy... And there are evaluators all over the place, and they're what are they looking for?
They're actually evaluating the 94th Civil Support Team from the Guam National Guard, and annually the civil support teams actually throughout the nation have to be evaluated up to a dozen times a year. But this particular one, we want to see exactly how we're going to respond with our local and federal responders right here on Guam.
Now, Jenna, of course, you are in kind of like ground central or like ground zero for all things information when you're over at Civil Defense. What is your agency's role going to be like this year when everybody's training?
So this year, we're really trying to test the abilities of our 24/7 watch desk. So normally we would stand up what's called our Emergency Operations Center, where we would have partner agencies participate with us. This year we're really focusing on our watch desks, and we're really excited to be able to do that this year.
Now, is that one of the things, because I know, again, when I was covering this a few years ago, I remember distinctly because it was a staged, I think it was a hazmat emergency. So they said like a chemical weapon may have gone off or something like that. So you had people who were highly trained in dealing with those kind of injuries. They were setting up a perimeter. They were making like some medical triage unit and everything like that. But Jenna, I'm sure your responsibilities, there's also going to be like a lot of civilians in a real life scenario that would be calling, that would be freaking out or say like, hey, something's happening and everything. I don't know what to do. I need help.
That's right. So this is a very large exercise. It's going to be happening island-wide. So there's going to be a lot of heightened emergency response activity. So we do anticipate getting some calls from the public, and that's why we're really trying to push out that message that not to be too alarmed. There's just going to be heightened emergency response. There's definitely going to be some very large explosions. We've done that in the past, some helicopter activity, a lot of sirens and horns. So you'll just be seeing a lot of heightened emergency response activity.
Now, between now and then, people are just going to forget because that's, the way things are.
We hope not.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're going to remind people like each and every day. Right, but, if something comes up on Facebook and they're being like, oh, look at this deal on Amazon, and then, it slips their mind. But the training places are going to be clearly marked, as I would assume?
That's right. So safety is really the priority of this exercise. It's something that was put in the initial planning stages, was safety as the top priority. So all of these will be controlled exercise activities. All of the different locations have already been assessed and scouted. They've already deemed how they're going to keep the area safe and cordoned off for the public. But if you need more information, you can always check in with Guam Homeland Security. We'll have updates on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have a 24-hour line that will be operational at that time. It's a highly publicized line. We have 475-9600. We encourage the public to call in if they have any concerns. And Major Joe brought up a good point earlier about if there is an actual emergency. If there is an actual emergency, we're telling the public, go ahead and call 911 or call your local police department or call Homeland Security and just say there's something going on. And in fact, it may be a real world situation, and if it is, we'll respond. But if not, we'll let them know that no, this is a simulated exercise, nothing to worry about. But
there's going to be emergency response vehicles going up and down the island, like she said, and not only that, a lot of helicopter activity. So we just don't want the public to be alarmed. And call us if you have a question.
Well, we've got your back too, because we know you're going to keep us well informed, and we're just your bullhorn. We're going to make sure that, hey, everything's cool. It's a training exercise. We
hope to see you out at some of the sites.
Yeah, you can watch from a safe distance. No, you've actually given us the opportunity to cover many of those and everything like that. And it's interesting because, again, it is a very awkward situation. There's a lot of controlled chaos in there. But at the same time, when you look at the professionalism with the way that, the responders and the operators conduct themselves and everything like that, you feel absolutely safe and secure.
Absolutely. And if the public also has a chance to take a look at it, they can see that, and they can rest assured that if a real-world incident does happen, between the 94 CST and the local responders, we're going to be prepared.
Okay, so I know this is going to come up. This isn't something I knew we were going to talk about, but some people just want to say, I want to get a really good Instagram story of like some video because there's, I know Country League was going on. I want to get like a really good video and share it with my friends in the States, or, just get a selfie because I want like 15 more likes, right? If they want to observe from a safe distance and everything like that, the areas will be marked off and everything, but how can people observe it if they want to?
Well, similar to like what Jenna was saying, we'll invite the media out there, and if it's safe, of course, the public will be able to view it as well.
Excellent.
Some of the instances will be happening in public areas. We can name a few. We don't want to give away too many of the details or the exact times or locations, but we can anticipate seeing some activity at the Dedito Sports Complex and even the 2 courts here on Guam.
The Micronesian Mall. I think Tangisan Power Plant's probably the most out-of-the-way place that there's really no activity going on right there, but we'll be there as well.
Do you remember how much I pressed you, Jenna, for 3-4 years ago when I was like, Jenna, you got to tell me where you guys are going to do your thing.
And you went. No. Yeah, but you went to one.
When you finally told me 5 minutes before it started, you're like, okay, here's where we're going to be. You need to get down here right now. And we're like, all right, let's do that.
That's right.
So that is part of training, though, to make sure that information is disseminated in a timely way and that it handles and that it doesn't get out of control.
Right. That's correct.
Okay, so what else should people know about this exercise and what it means to the future of safety here and our emergency response community's ability to handle very unforeseen situations?
Well, just like in the military, we're constantly doing things over and over and over. So if there is a real world situation, we'll be prepared not only to handle it, but to handle it successfully. And so we like to let the public know that we are well prepared, well trained, and we have their safety and their best interests in mind.
Okay, so Jenna, final word with you. When is we can't talk about the where, and we completely respect that, but over how many days is this going to happen, and when does this start?
Right, so this begins Tuesday, July 30th, all the way through Wednesday, July 31st. So it can be between 24 hours to 36 hours. We won't know exactly when it's going to end, or we won't put that out to the public until it's actually over. We don't want to hinder the exercise, but it's going to be over a 2-day period, all the way into the evening. We don't anticipate the public being hindered in the evening exercises, but definitely throughout the day you might hear or see some activity.
Well, we as civilians want to make sure that you guys do the very best job that you can.
Absolutely.
And everything. So
and like I said, this is one of a dozen exercises that the 94 CST has to participate in and successfully conduct or conclude. So we just want to make sure that we do what we need to do as well.
Well, thank you very much. I know many people in CST, and you guys are high speed and hardcore. So
absolutely,
you do your job to the very best of your ability. Thank you to both Jenna and Joe, and I'll see you guys at the Bloss family reunion, possibly.
Maybe. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, we'll see you right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 647